businesses, but also they would like to develop into more professional and more skilled people in the coming years. If you cannot fulfill their need, unfortunately, they will not stick around with you for long. And this is a phenomena we are facing at a national level too, where we report a massive brain drain. Just yesterday we were discussing, when we talk about the number of doctors in this country, you would be surprised that one of the leading medical colleges in Karachi, we analyzed their data for one of our clients. From 1990 all the way down to 2010. So many years, and all the number of graduates, if we studied it, 90% of them, an alarming 90% of them, are not in Pakistan anymore. So you have this massive brain drain happening, and it's a similar phenomena in your organizations as well. It's really hard to find that star performer, the go-getter. And that's maybe, we used to hear about this a couple of years back, but now having started my own business, I understand how important it is to have a person you can delegate all the responsibilities to, give them the authority and give them that decision-making power. Most of the people who are there with you, working with you, do not want that responsibility. So how do you encourage and inculcate that winning attitude is the important question. And to address the very theme, we have a keynote speaker par excellence. He's someone who's been very active in the HRD circles, has always probed matters which are of high importance. He's the Director HR at Unilever Pakistan and the President of the Pakistan Society of Human Resource Management. The subject is of utmost importance, and I think I found the way it is phrased very interesting. It says, fuel innovation and growth through employee engagement. Now, there are buzzwords over here. We're talking about fueling. We already know that there's an energy deficit in Pakistan, be it at the larger level or even when I look at myself. Every morning it's a struggle. I get out, I get stuck in traffic jam, I land in my office, there's no electricity. So these are the everyday struggle every manager, every professional has to go through. So how do you talk about these big buzzwords? You're talking to a man who probably hasn't slept all night because there was no electricity, to have that fuel, to have that fire. How do you get it out of them? And more importantly, how do you engage an employee without making it one way only? At times, most of us who've been in the professional arena for a few years, when we start out, we feel like we're at the bottom of the pyramid. We are the lowest in the life cycle. We only get the information, people are only talking at us, and they're not even waiting to get our responses or feedback. But a healthy engagement is when you can actually have it two-way, it's interactive, and the other person feels empowered that, yes, if I respond, it will be taken into account. Pressing questions, wonderful speaker. Please join me in welcoming the Director HR Unilever Pakistan and the President of the Pakistan Society for HR Management, Mr. Haroon Waheed.
Thank you, and Assalamu alaikum. Employee engagement and fueling growth through engaging employees. This is a subject, and this is the topic that I'm going to talk about. And I actually, first of all, I'm from Lahore, but I've been living out of Lahore for the last 35 years. I'm amazed, pleasantly amazed to see such a large crowd today here. In Karachi, to pull such a large crowd, I'm sure some of my colleagues sitting here of Peace HRM would, agree with me, it's quite a difficult thing. That shows that management, development, HR, or people management is getting importance, value, and also recognition, at least in this part of the country, and with the corporate sector in this part. I am going to share some data, some research results with reference to employee engagement and the value of employee engagement, impact of people engagement on the bottom line of the business and how it can fuel innovation and innovation leading to success of organizations. But the quality of discussion could be when we have two-way interaction. While I put some thoughts in front of you, and at the same time, you people with your experience, come up with certain discussion points, and then we interact with each other. So one part is going to be very theoretical, conceptual, and the second part is going to be, I'll encourage some sort of discussion, some sort of interaction, and some sort of heated debate, and coming out to some sort of practical solutions for all of us to go back and practice in our organizations. With reference to employee engagement and engaging employees, there are three types of employees: engaged, not engaged, and actively engaged employees. So we got to be very clear that there have to be three types of employees, and generally they are in any organization, in any setup. And engaged employees are the ones who work with passion and feel a profound connection to their company. They drive innovation and move the organization forward. Then, who are the not engaged employees? The people who are essentially checked out. What does it mean is that they are the ones who sleepwalk through their work day, putting time but not energy and passion into their work. But if we have not engaged employees, then who are the actively disengaged employees? They are the ones actually who are not just unhappy at the work, but they are busy acting out their unhappiness. So they are the poison for any organization. They are the ones who create discomfort, who create disengagement, and who spread nothing but unpleasantness in the organization. They remain, they are there, they are not contributing, but at the same time, they create a very unhealthy environment. A heightened emotional connection that an employee feels for his or her, and that influences him or her to exert greater discretionary to his or her work is what an employee engagement is. And this is what I'm going to talk about in the first part of my discussion. However, when we talk of employee engagement, the first part is there a business case for that? What is the benefit to the business? People come and work. They are paid. They are supposed to work. They work and they go. So why should we talk so much of employee engagement? Is there any business context for that? Yes, there is. Research has shown and proved, surveys, surveys again and again have proven that yes, there is a very strong business case and a very strong business context available for employee engagement or for engaging employees. The world's top performing organizations understand that employee engagement is a force that drives performance outcomes. In the best organizations, employee engagement is more than a human resource activity. So it's not a human resource activity alone. Only HR managers are not responsible and should not be held accountable for managing and driving employee engagement. It is much more than that. And what it is, it's a strategic foundation for the way we do the business, or successful organizations do the business. So it is very important, because generally in the organizations, it is seen an activity to be driven by only and only HR people. We cannot really do that. It is a responsibility of every leader and every line manager to actually create an engaging environment in the organization. There's a clear and mounting evidence that high level of engaged employees are more creative and quick in embracing change, more productive, more profitable, more customer-focused, safer, and more likely to withstand temptation to leave means high on retention. To share some of the data, all these statements have been supported by research and data. Employees with highest level of commitment perform 20 to 28% better, and 87% less likely to leave the organization that they are working for. 88% of highly engaged employees believe they can positively impact quality of their organization's products, compared with only 38% of the disengaged employees. See the difference. 72% of highly engaged employees believe they can positively affect customer service versus 27% of disengaged employees. Contrast, stark difference. 68% of the highly engaged employees believe they can positively impact costs in their business, in their units, compared with the 19% of the disengaged employees. How do you drive the cost efficiency program if you don't have engaged employees in the companies? How would people own the cost efficiency, the cost productivity processes if they are not engaged? Further on, engaged employees are 5 times less likely to the non-engaged employees to have a safety incident, and 7 times less likely to have a lost time safety incident. Generally, the trend in the companies is, I won't say all, but some of the companies, safety is not important. Safety is, safety of people, safety of environment is important. It's critical. And that's a factor which can help in engaging employees. When people feel that they are being given safe environment, time and money is spent in creating a safe environment for them, safety of them is a priority for the company, they are really engaged. And one accident or one lost time accident, if we calculate, it costs tons and tons of money. And there's a whole proof available for that. Or even offices with engaged employees, research shows, are up to 43% more productive. Engaged organizations have 3.9 times the earnings per share growth as compared with organizations with lower engagement. See the bottom line, value for money for the shareholders, you know. Even the shareholders get more value from an organization which has engaged employees. And moving on, in a world-class organizations, the ratio of engaged to actively disengaged employees is 9 to 1. 9 times people are highly engaged as compared with the disengaged employees. And in an average organization, the ratio of engaged employees and actively disengaged employees is 2:1. See the difference. How much it has an impact on the value creation of a business if employees are engaged. But that's all very good. But what does actually that mean? How can we have that engagement? How can we have engaged employees? How can actually we have a culture, an environment in an organization where we say that, oh, we have engaged employees, our employees are engaged, they are committed, you see? So moving on, with the backdrop that actively engaged employees help create, generate wealth and value in the organization, actively disengaged employees erode an organization's bottom line, breaking the spirits of colleagues in the process. The best performance companies know that an employee engagement improvement strategy linked to the achievement of corporate goals will act as a catalyst for them to win in the marketplace. But then the question is, it's so good, there's a business case for that, there's a business context available for that, but what are the drivers which we can look at, you know, which help in creating employee engagement, which help in creating a culture of employee engagement? The first one is trust and integrity. Trust comes with open and transparent communication in the organizations. People have access to the vision and mission of the company. People have access to policies and frameworks of the company. And then at the same time, integrity is the leaders walk the talk. They practice what they preach. So the first driver is trust and integrity. And the second driver is